Hello. My name is Robert K. Collier, and my social security number is 426-317524. This is an informative DVD for parties interested or part of a Social Security Judicial Court review. Interested parties include authorities, judges, justices, and creditors. I am very concerned and frightened due to the amount of time and cost involved, so therefore I have prepared this DVD message. I will stand behind the camera and show you a location where the court review holds a money judgment for the creditors to collect their funds. I am in Grenada, Mississippi, in the Grenada Circuit Court at the Grenada Circuit Court. This is the entrance to the office, and the Grenada Circuit Court filing counter is inside. The funds you have been trying to collect, creditors, are located here at the Grenada Circuit Court docket. There are funds located here to collect the balance you have been trying to collect from me. Again, there is a money judgment located here on the docket to pay the funds I owe you in full. See, there is a money judgment that has been entered, federally affirmed, and Mississippi Supreme Court authorized, entitlement given, and ordered by the Mississippi Supreme Court to collect the funds to pay for the money damages that the creditors are holding. See, the funds that my creditors are holding are money damages accrued during the Social Security Judicial Court review. The courts include Federal Appeals Court and the Mississippi Supreme Court. I graduated from the University of Memphis in December 2008 with a degree of paralegal studies. I have a physical disability, Erb's palsy, a permanent physical disability from birth, and I need corrective surgery on my ailing right arm. I also wanted to use money for education offered by Social Security, known as a PASS or a plan to achieve self-support. Although the process to activate my Social Security disability benefits resulted in a judicial court review. The judicial review was lengthy but favorable to me, and I was awarded compensation in the Federal Court of Appeals and the Mississippi Supreme Court. I must comply with the Mississippi Supreme Court order, and it explicitly covers money damages under the Tucker Act. According to the waivers, judgment, motion, ruling, and order in the judicial court review from Social Security and by the Federal Appeals Court and by the Mississippi Supreme Court, Social Security is to cover money damages. Compensation was awarded, but I haven't received the funds. The Mississippi Supreme Court has ordered me to collect money damages from the United States, reference quoting United States versus Sherwood citation, which declares a breach of contract with approving and authorizing judgment creditor for money damages under the Tucker Act. I am having difficulty with the Mississippi Supreme Court order. Could you please provide assistance so I can pay the balance you are calling to collect? A mandate followed the order and declared the entering of the state trial court judgment, which involves the Back Pay Act and the Tucker Act. The order and the mandate are on the Circuit Court docket for Grenada County, Mississippi, located here at the Grenada County Courthouse. The mandate clearly enters the state trial court judgment, which is a money judgment, and the mandate states you are commanded that execution and further proceedings as may be appropriate forthwith be had consistent with this judgment and the Constitution and laws of the state of Mississippi. The case number on the Grenada Circuit Court docket is number 99-0098 CVL, and there is a Mississippi Supreme Court order and mandate in the file which will verify this memo. The Circuit Court clerk is Miss Linda Barnett, and the Circuit Court phone number is 662-226-1941. I will provide you with a CD that includes a legal memorandum with scans. The legal memo is simple and plain. It comes on one page, and it provides the signals and the citations that the Federal Appeals Court used along with on their ruling, along with the Mississippi Supreme Court on their order. There are scans that follow the simplified and brief legal memorandum, and which includes documentation from this DVD. The CD scans are page 1, the simple and brief one-page legal memo, scan 2, the appellant's brief cover, scans 3 and 4, the Social Security instructions for a civil action complaint, which ended with the default money judgment here located on the Grenada County Courthouse docket in the Grenada Circuit Court. The money judgment itself is scan 5. Scan 6 is an order from Washington, D.C. where a claim was filed in federal court for the money judgment. And 7 is the ruling from the Fifth Circuit Court of Federal Appeals, which affirms the state trial court judgment and grants a motion on how the judgment was obtained. Scan 8 on the CD is the Mississippi Supreme Court order. Scan 9 is a civil cover sheet for the filing of the Mississippi Supreme Court order in federal court, because there is a claim for payment for the money judgment in federal court also in Oxford, Mississippi at 911 Jackson Avenue. And in scan 10 is the filing of the Mississippi Supreme Court order, and again scan 9 is the civil cover sheet for the filing of the Mississippi Supreme Court order in federal court, which includes the case number and it had been transferred down from Washington, D.C. Social Security and the federal and state courts awarded and declared the following. I'll brief you very fast and very simply. The Social Security Administration remanded the claim to federal court with instructions for a civil action complaint. State court, the Grenada County docket, was chosen because the original complaint was in the form of a federal question, and state court entered the default judgment because the United States Attorney at the Justice Department stated that federal court had no subject matter jurisdiction 3 times in her answer, and District Judge Biggers dismissed the complaint and removed the grievances. Therefore, state options were available and chosen because of SSA's waiver to begin a civil action complaint. And state court action after the dismissal is the procedure according to the United States Code, and it's the proper procedure. I'm a paralegal. I'm a very good paralegal. After the state court entered default, a claim for payment again was filed in Washington, D.C. It was transferred to the Northern District, Federal District in Mississippi, where it was sent to the United States Fifth Circuit of Federal Appeals, which affirmed the state trial court judgment, which is money judgment, and granted a motion. The Federal Appeals Court ruling, which is on the CD, the signal is C, and it's Yohe versus Collins, which declares there was no cumulative error in entering the state trial court judgment affirmed. And it holds a lifetime conviction for the defendants, and the citation is on the ruling and on the legal memo. The Federal Appeals Court also granted a motion on how the judgment was obtained. It's Howard versus King in citation, and it is the citation is on the ruling, which is on the CD and on the legal memo. The Mississippi Supreme Court then gave an order afterwards in 2003, which approved the money judgment, gave judgment entitlement to the judgment creditor, myself. The Mississippi Supreme Court order cited United States versus Testan, which declares the cases for reclassification and back pay. The order also states, quoting, the signal is quoting, and it is quoting United States versus Sherwood citation, which declares a breach of contract with approving and authorizing judgment creditor for money damages under the Tucker Act. The order held a third citation, which is Lehman versus Nexian citation, which declares the case is based on discrimination and there's no jury trial available when the United States waives immunity. The Mississippi Supreme Court order was filed under discovery back in federal court, where SSA had given instructions for a civil action complaint, and the federal Court of Appeals and the Mississippi Supreme Court both allowed state court action and the default judgment, which is located here on the docket of Grenada at the Grenada County Courthouse. Creditors, I'm concerned about the mandate here that is located. That may be the problem, and I'm having trouble getting payment released from Social Security and the Justice Department, so therefore we have to turn back to this Grenada County Courthouse and the mandate, which states you are commanded that execution and further proceedings as may be appropriate forthwith be had consistent with this judgment and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Mississippi. Creditors or authorities, could you please contact Ms. Barnett at the Grenada Circuit Court with the name and number that I have given you, and to stress how important the issues are for you, that I have informed you of the situation of the court review, and the funds that I owe you are covered in the Mississippi Supreme Court order, mandate, and money judgment, which has been allowed by the Federal Appeals Court. If you need to, you could contact the authorities at the Justice Department, the United States Attorney's Office, and let them know that the Social Security Judicial Court review, which I've been telling you, is a review of my disability benefits, which I owe you money, still has not been complied with, and assistance is needed to help induce the court award money judgment, and that you are accredited and you need payment. The Fifth Circuit Court of Federal Appeals has ruled, citing C. Yohe versus Collins, which declares there's no cumulative error in entering the state trial court judgment. It's affirmed, and the Mississippi Supreme Court has ordered that the money damages in which creditors are holding are to be collected from the United States, quoting United States versus Sherwood, and it is the order is on the CD. The order states so ordered, and with the mandate, the docket is still open. I've been dismissed. I know that and I understand that, but we're waiting for the further proceedings to see if payment can be induced. I returned to school after the court review, double-checked my work, wrote a variety of papers, and accumulated a final cost. And however, that still did not please the defendants, and therefore I basically have done all I can do. And now I have to turn back here to the court, which the order cites a breach of contract, and it orders me, myself, Robert K. Collier, to collect the funds from the third party. If you could assist me, I would be sincerely appreciative, and have a good day. Thank you.